So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I'm going to show you where to farm the Lith era relics. Now there is 11 Lith era relics in total, but 5 of them have been vaulted, so you can only farm 6 of them. The ones you can farm in the game are A1, C1, K1, N1, S3 and V1. Now not so long ago, DE took all the relics and scattered them all throughout the solar map. And on one hand, this is kind of nice because when you're playing random missions, you will occasionally get a relic that you may want. But when it comes to farming specific relics, it just made it look so bloody confusing because these are all the drop locations for the Lith C1 relic. And the thing is, 95% of these missions will only drop one Lith C1 relic in 20 runs. So after some testing being about 7 hours of running missions over and over and over again, I found 4 missions that are pretty damn good for farming Lith era relics. 3 of them drop all the Lith era relics and 1 of them drops all except the Lith S3 relic. So in at number 1 we have the Grenier Excavation Augustus on Mars. From the testing I did here, you have about 40-ish% chance to get a Lith era relic on rotation B, which is the 3rd excavator, and about 90% chance to receive another Lith era relic on rotation C, which is the 4th excavator. Now the same applies for number 2 and 3, which is Everest on Earth and Killican on Venus. Now the reason why these missions are not number 1 and are number 2 and 3 is because the bloody tile sets are broken for excavation. There is a really big issue with power carriers not spawning, so you'll be standing around for minutes at a time waiting for a power carrier to spawn while your excavator is out of power. And every now and then you will load into the mission and no excavators will spawn at all, which just wastes your time. Now the power carrier issue is somewhat resolved if you're running the missions with 4 people, because you get more spawns, so you get more power carriers, but there are still spawn points for the excavators where if you call the excavator down, you will not have enough power carriers spawning even if you're running with 4 people. And finally at number 4 we have Spear on Mars, which is a Grenier defense mission. And Spear has a really high chance to reward you with A1, C1, K1, N1 and V1 on rotation A, which is waves 5 and 10. Now from the testing I did on Spear, there is about a 70% chance that you will get one of the Lith relics on either wave 5 or 10. But please bear in mind that I do these tests alone, so RNG plays a bigger role in this, because I simply cannot run the mission hundreds of times to figure out the percentages. And Spear is just not quite as good as the excavation missions because it can also reward you with the Meso S2 relic and a couple of random mods, so sometimes you don't even get a Lith relic here. And that, by the way, is not the case with the excavation missions because I did a ton of runs on Everest, Killican and Augustus and I haven't had a single dry run. Now I've ruled out Dark Sector missions completely because while yes, they can reward you with a relic, they have so many rewards on each rotation that it's very likely that you're not gonna get a relic at all, although excavation missions are not too bad. So if you want to fight the infested and you want to gamble a little bit, you can do Tikal on Earth as well. But as I've said already, if you really want to farm relics, it is not recommended. Now the reason I chose excavation missions over defense or even survival missions, which I didn't even mention in this video, is because excavation missions are the fastest. The rewards in survival missions just take far too long to get when compared to both excavation and defense missions. You can easily do 10 excavators, which is 2.5 rotations by the time you finish 1 rotation in survival. And even though defense missions tend to have relic rewards on rotation A as opposed to rotation B and C like it is in excavation, I can still do 4 excavators faster than 10 waves in defense even when I'm running Speed Nova. And when you're running in a party, yes, you can blast through defense waves faster, but you can also do more than 1 excavator at a time, so that shaves off a lot of time. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching. I hope the video was helpful. I wish you good luck with farming Lith relics, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.